Hello everyone, welcome to Open House Thursday on Your View. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host here. Hi ladies.
Good morning.
How you guys doing?
We're doing okay.
Oh, looking blinged up. Did you guys go to like a bling party and they gave you souvenirs or blings?
Our stylist for me has just been on top of her game.
This is over top of her thing. This is bling, bling, bling.
And I noticed that since Monday I've worn red, a red dress on Monday, Tuesday was a red spike top, yesterday was a red skirt, I'm wearing another red dress.
So she's put you in a red mood for the week.
And today is the no bra day and I'm wearing no bra. The day is to commemorate or
celebrate?
Not celebrate, but it's just to be in support of people who are survivors of breast cancer.
And they have no breast.
For whatever reason, just to say that we are in support of what you're doing.
Just be aware.
So every October 13th is no bra day, just in support of breast cancer victims.
Yeah, okay. Yes, Topsy, how are you doing?
I'm good.
I hope you know like millions who just looked at your breast. The moment you say that, everyone just looks like,
don't worry, you won't see nothing.
Okay, all right. How you doing, Tokwe?
I'm good. I'm really, really good. Yesterday I heard a very shocking news that a school in Lagos, a primary school in Bariga area, the teacher sent one of the children to go and buy something, and the girl said, I know the kind of thing you want to buy. And when the child came back with the wrong thing, she was raining curses in Yoruba. I wished that the person that was gisting, they were gisting amongst themselves, and I said, in Lagos, like the teachers were cursing in Yoruba. I said, they don't even curse, they teach in Yoruba. Like they teach, literally teaching primary school students in Yoruba. And if you hear them speak English, you'll be wondering, are they teachers or market women? And
well, this is hearsay. We don't know.
So I have the name. I don't want to just. I have the name of the school because I asked the name of. There are 3 schools within one compound combined together. 3 different schools, and it's.
What we need to do is go to the local government area, the local government council in that area, and we can do a report.
You know, the government is doing a lot, but a lot more needs to be done.
I think that we've talked about language before, and people always say that when you learn your native language and then eventually learn English, that you are much more, grounded, and your critical reasoning is much higher. So I don't think it's really a bad thing.
When it's cursing?
No. Okay, if it's cursing, it's bad. But if they teach them in Yoruba language, I don't think I see any problem in that, as long as they can balance it with proper English.
Okay.
How are you doing, Mariah?
Oh,
and your bling is on your own head.
Yeah, I got my tooth taken out yesterday. I got an extraction, so it's been hurting, but I think it's not that bad.
Is it too many chocolates?
Honestly,
not.
Too many
snacking?
No, actually, I don't eat those kind of things really. I was once in a while. I like to snack, but I don't do chocolates. I don't do chocolates and stuff.
Why are you lying so close to Sunday?
No,
I don't eat chocolate. I don't do junk.
She's
That's true. From a very long time, I don't eat chocolate. I don't take soft drinks. I don't do sugar. I don't do those things. I snack on maybe cookies are my weak points. I like a lot of snacking, but everything else, trust me. Anyway, but point is that my tooth was actually growing sideways, so it was hurting me. It's been there for like 20-something years. I took out one years ago. I never did the other one, so I had to take out that one.
Yeah.
So
I like your top actually. Very nice.
Thank you very much. We have a news mention this morning. Today is International Day for Disaster Reduction. It is a day set aside to celebrate how people and communities around the world are reducing their exposure to disasters and raising awareness about the importance of reining in the risks that they face. Now,
this is a good one because when I first heard about it, I felt disaster reduction, but I realized that when Hurricane Matthew was going through
Florida.
Haiti into Florida, it was major disaster in Haiti, but in Florida they were able to evacuate a lot, they evacuate thousands of people. Do you understand? So millions, only very, very few deaths. So I think that we could actually reduce impact of even natural disaster if we are conscious about it and we raise awareness early.
Our own is a human disaster. Our roads. Every day people die on our roads. Hospitals. Even in the educational sector, it's disaster that is waiting to happen. So I think for us it's man-made. It's not really natural disaster.
Yes.
So our government should just do the right thing.
Not only government, you be driving, bus conductor is there, and somebody from the bus throws out pure water, blocking up the hose. I mean, I see it all the time. People keep forgetting like those things. You can't. They're not degradable.
Yes, that's true. That's another one
it's
from
crazy.
our side.
Anyway, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll go through the front pages of the newspapers. Don't make me talk too much today, please.
Okay.
My tooth is still aching. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's start with the Punch. Why AGF shuns EFCC, sends judges' cases to DSS. NJC keeps mum as Afe Babalola Fayose condemn arrests. Picture here, 13 Shiites killed in Katsina, Kaduna, 8 die in Borno bombing. Assembly proposes 25-year jail for Ogun land grabbers. Treat kidnapping as emergency, reps tell federal government. Police pension boss embezzled 24 billion naira, owns 22 houses, says witness. EFCC declares Goody Ibru wanted over alleged fraud. Kidnappers brought back our children to school area, says parent. CBN to bar errant customers from Forex market. Federal government fires 21 fund directors and managers. And patients won't go scot-free if found guilty. Lots and lots of stories here. Let's start with this fan sacking directors. Who has that story?
I read that story. They said that over the years, that first of all, they have like an over-bloated portfolio in terms of their salary output. Every month, they are paying 800 million naira salary. And when they did investigation, federal government found out that most of these people were promoted like prematurely, you know. So, and you now have roles of directors that like deputy directors. This affected mainly the senior staff. And most of them is like duplication of what's it called? Duties. These people already, they already have people doing those jobs. So it's like you're just paying salaries for a waste. I'm very happy about this, Murayo, because we know how the state of our airports are. And FAN plays a major role in that. So if they're able to cut down that cost in terms of overhead for salaries, I am sure that they'll be able to find some form of funds to be able to infuse in our airports so we can have decent airports.
All right.
I want to take the Shiite story.
Okay, the Shiite, okay.
That is a disaster waiting to happen. It's spreading over the northern parts of Nigeria. Since their leader, Zakzaki, was arrested last year with gunshot wounds, he hasn't been arraigned in court. No one knows where he is. And their association has been declared illegal and unconstitutional by the Kaduna State governor. And this set of people continually have been provoked. They're now being attacked all over, you know, the northern states. This latest attack led to the deaths of about 8 of them. You know, and we're saying that the federal government needs to look into this. Yes, we agree.
I think it was a clash amongst themselves. I'm not sure
it was people attacking them. It was, you know. So they've been provoked a lot. The federal government needs to look into it because we don't want that.
All right, moving on to the nation very quickly. 2 more judges held as DSS freezes accounts. Trial slated for next week. Petitioners willing to testify in court. CBN stops banks from sacking workers. How Ekpe school kidnap victims were released, and EFCC declares Goody Ibru wanted. Who read about the kidnap? Finally, the kids got released.
Well, they didn't give much detail except the fact that we're happy the children were released. And they said they were released into a forest within Ekpe and that they had to walk 2 hours before they were found because the kidnappers informed.
Yeah, I thought they dropped them off in the school.
No. They were released into the forest. They walked for 2 hours. When they were found, they were taken to the general hospital within Ekpe and they did check up over them. Some of them had from malaria. Most of them had malaria. Some had typhoid. One of the parents was just recounting how he was sure nothing was going to happen negatively to his child, and because they had been praying and everybody had been praying with them, but he didn't pay any ransom and he didn't know if any ransom was paid, but that his child was released. So good news, and we're happy for that.
So Goody Ibru was
I read the story.
Interestingly, I watched a documentary on this guy recently, not too long ago, where somebody from the UK going to interview him. He was just showing his wealth, how the companies he has, and it's really sad to see
well,
that
he was born into wealth.
Yes,
you know, the Igbo family are a wealthy family in Nigeria. The EFCC has declared him wanted, and they're saying for graft,
capital market fraud.
What's the regular thing, this fraud that they accuse everyone else for?
Money laundering.
Money laundering. God
yes,
bless you. You know, and so they've said that if anyone has information about his whereabouts, they've done the right thing by inviting him. He has refused to show up.
Okay.
So if anyone knows where he is.
All right, let's move on quickly to Vanguard. Corruption. Federal government will step on more sensitive toes, says Lai Mohammed. Says lawyers, judges, anyone can be arrested. How 7 people stole 24 billion naira police pension money. Letter to my countrymen by Atedo Peterside. I would have liked to read that story. We were all fed, says Ekwekeda victims. Anxiety in fan as federal government alleges sacks, demotes 22 directors and GMs. CBN suspends 19 banks from forex sale to bureau de change. And judges' trial shifted as more petitions flood DSS and JC keeps warm. Who read this judge's update on what's going on?
I have the CBN issue.
Okay, go ahead.
Where they have stopped all the banks that sell forex to bureaus de change, saying that they were not following directive to sell a stipulated amount per week. That most of these banks were holding back on their forex allocations from the CBN. The ones who sold at higher costs to the bureaus de change, except Federal First Bank that has 500 bureaus de change allocated to it, and that they were selling at the right rates and they were selling on a weekly basis. And so, because they've done the right thing, they've allowed only First Bank to continue to sell forex.
Okay. I want to quickly talk on the police pension. Yes, the young man that was giving the recount, Mustafa Gandaya, you know, at the High Court yesterday, was saying that 7 people they've been accused of stealing about 24 billion naira of police pension fund. You know what caught my eye?
They opened fictitious accounts.
they opened different accounts. They were paying, you know, money over the years into those accounts. What caught my eye were the people. It cuts across tribe. We have SA, we have Atiku, we have Ahmed, we have Wada, we have Veronica Uloma. We have, you know, Igbo, Yoruba, different, Zira, Uzoma.
Just Nigerians.
I mean, so why I am listing out these names is because, you know, when it comes to things that will determine moving the country forward, we allow people to divide us across tribal lines. But when it comes to corruption, it does not know the face of any tribe. So my point is, these people now, stealing police pension funds. You know what? That is why the police force will continue to extort money on the roads, because they know by the time I leave the force, there's nothing for me. So it's a very, very serious crime, and they need to be jailed.
All right, moving on very quickly to Daily Sun. DSS raids again. NJC meeting inconclusive. Judges lack immunity from arrest, says federal government. Ezekwesili tackles Buhari's aid. Suicide bomber kills 8 in Maiduguri. UCH doctors begin 5-day strike. 3.9 billion naira fraud. Federal government to call more witnesses against Bade. EFCC declares Gudi Ibru wanted for alleged money laundering. And Biafra, IPOB blasts Buhari says attacks diversionary.
I have the story of the suicide bombing in Maiduguri. Yeah. People have started going back home from the IDP camps, and the army has foiled at least 3 attacks, you know. But this was a car filled with 4 suicide bombers, women, you know, that drove into the peaceful town and detonated their bomb, killing 8 people and injuring 15. It means that our fight is a continuum, you know, where we can never let down our guard. May the souls of the departed rest in peace.
Okay. And
I wanted to take the UCH story, because the UCH resident doctors are going on strike from, they've even gone on strike right from yesterday. It's a 5-day warning strike because their salaries and allowances are not being paid in full. Now, UCH is one of the major hospitals within Oyo region, and their complaints are valid. And they said they took it up with the CMD, that's the chief medical director, and they were not answered. I feel sad that every time things like this happen, we have to wait until they go on strike before they answer them.
I watched the video quickly on this UCH. The chief medical director was saying that if they haven't gotten a directive, you know, and for what their claims are, how would they expect them to generate money? There are no funds anywhere. It's not like because they're accusing that the money is there, but they're not paying them. He said the money is nowhere. So, I mean, they cannot have money and not pay. So let the government release the funds, then they would pay.
The government said, I don't have money. We are broke. Yeah, so we're all tightening up. Okay, our final paper, we might not be able to take that too much, is this day. 16 killed in Shiite mob clashes, suicide blast in northern Nigeria.
It was actually 16, not 8.
DSS gets more damaging petitions against embattled judges. Southern governors' wives pledge loyalty to Aisha Buhari. And banks have strong capital buffers, CBN insists. This issue of the judges, I know that the AGF was claiming that they had sent a lot of petitions to EFCC and nothing was done.
Yeah.
And that's
that was
why
the SSS
now got the DSS involved to arrest these judges. But there are different lawyers saying different things. I know that Sagi has also come out saying things. Fayoshe, everybody's making comments
One
on
of the arrested judges also mentioned the fact that the dollars with him was meant for the Chief Justice of Nigeria. So there's there
are allegations and allegations flying around up and down. But I was told that the arraignment was postponed. You thought Sahara reporters have said indefinitely, but I read in the papers today till next week, so we don't even know what's going on because there are new cases coming up. But let's just see how this
media trial. Can we just see the arraignment?
Let's just see somebody arrested, bam,
and
we know
put
that
in jail.
All right,
we're watching you again.
That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we return, we discuss what is the true definition of success in today's society. Remember, today's Thursday, it's Open House Thursday. We talk about life, marriage, family, kids, and this topic is something we think that a lot of people will be interested in. You can give us a call once you come back after the break to join the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Success is often associated to talent, money, power, charm, and achievement. And for this reason, many tend to measure success based on material things like the cars they have, jewelries. Some people even measure success by the number of wives they have in society. With this, there has been different ways in which individuals define success. Now, we ask you, how do you define success in today's society? Joining us as an online media personality, Ms. Labo Daniel. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm fine.
You can call us on 070-806-6814. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. All right. If we look at it in view of the fact that all these are arraigned or arrested leaders, let's not focus on one group of people. All of them have fleets of cars, 22 houses, 14 days. So for them, and they call them big boys, they're the big men of society. Now, a lot of young people want to be like these guys because that's the idea. You get a lot of cars, you can travel to all over to any country you choose. That's how they define success, and this is reinforced daily in the papers. True. So our conversation today is that, okay, is that really the way or how we should actually measure success, and what should we actually sell to young people out there that success means? So let's discuss your own thoughts first on success, and then we can take it from there. Labo, would you like to start?
Okay, I think for me, now my own idea of success is basically to fulfill purpose, right? But the reality is, whether we like it or not, every society has metrics for success. And, looking at it from the top. So, for example, in 2014, Nigeria was termed the 5th poorest nation on the earth. And when our president at the time was going to debunk what the World Bank had said, he was talking about private jets and, richest men. And the reality is, whether we like it or not, our leaders are a product of our society. And, bringing it home even to now, when Mark Zuckerberg came to Nigeria, our president actually commended him for his simplicity and his humility, because leaders here, successful people here, are not as simple, as humble as he is. Now, the truth is, we're from a society. And Nigerians were peacocks. Let's not pretend. We're like, see me, I'm fine. Look at me, I'm driving an SUV. That's who we are. Now, there's nothing wrong with us being that way. But I think for me, where we should draw the line really is when you now begin to go against value systems, to begin to, you know, become that peacock, when you have to steal, you have to go against your integrity and all of that. For me, that is really where we should draw the line. And people celebrate these things. You know, oh, my son came from Lagos, he bought
a new car.
Do you understand? So and
so because the pressure, because that's one of the things I wanted us to focus on, the outside forces, those external forces that push people to do immoral things to get some sort of wealth, and it's because society expects that of them. You know, that pressure. I mean, but at the same time, let us be realistic to what today's times. People do like to show off. So I would like to hear from other ladies what your take is on success. Who wants to go? What?
Sadly, I was looking at the Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
And you know, at the baseline is, or let me say, second level step is safety. You know, security, and you know, those are things that you want to put a roof over your head, you want to eat.
No, the basic is housing.
No, no. The baseline is physiology. So the top line is self-actualization. So for me, the measure of success is that you're able to bring out all the potential you have inside of you and express it, you know, in different styles. But the problem we have right now is because our society expects, because we are in Nigeria, for instance, or in Africa, because we are still below that third level of success, of hierarchy of needs. That's why we can only measure when someone says they are successful. We are looking for their cars, we're looking for their houses, and sadly, because our leaders, you know, these are the things that they use to measure that they have arrived, you know, it will continue to linger. Gotcha. My pastor was talking and he was saying that when he was still struggling and he was still wondering why would he teach success, even when God had shown him the principles of success, that he's not qualified to teach success because he didn't have anything. You know, he was saying something that he needed cars, he needed this, and God told him at that point that, Oga, I'm not going to give you the cars because of you're asking it, because the society would not listen to you. Do you understand? If you are preaching success, for instance, like Tokwe, she's a fantastic trainer. Tokwe does not know jack about the business, but the way she would teach that business, you will think she's been doing that business for 50 years. Sadly, people like Tokwe cannot take her seriously if she has not proven, you know. So we are not able to take out the juice from people. We are focusing on the physical, the material things the people have, and we have lost the essence of and the definition of success.
All right, let me let her come in.
I'll jump in here because you see, before we focus on the society, we are part of the society, and the society is made up of components of people that are desperate. You know, we live in a world that sin is believing. You know, so if we don't see it, we won't believe it. My definition of success, and this took out time for me, it took me a while to get it, it's how many lives I can impact upon. So my year is complete because this year I have trained one person and now she is a staff of UWA. For me, I am a success because I have taken someone that had no idea about makeup and she has become a makeup artist and she can work with that skill. Now, for many people, it is, what kind of car am I driving? But in myself, as long as I feel successful and fulfilled, the people that we look up to thinking they are successful, a lot of times are not fulfilled. So success for me is that personal fulfillment that I am maximizing my potentials positively for myself and my society. I am doing what God has called me to do to the best of my capacity per time. So that makes me fulfilled, and that I define as success. So when I see someone that drives a very big car, I think, how successful is this person?
Okay,
let's
talk real. I hear you talk. I know you're real, but let's talk real. Real meaning that the truth is,
I want to drive a big car.
Yeah, so let's get to the real
I want to live in my own house.
So, because I don't want
worried about having peace
I
of
don't want
mind.
young people there thinking, okay, it's all about this theoretical angle. They see wealth thrown at them every single day. Somebody needs to help them differentiate. They see riches.
Yeah.
Not well.
Somebody needs to help us differentiate what these are. Let me let Jumoke jump in here, but I don't want us to just get theoretical.
From our background, in the days of our forefathers, you were successful when you had a large plantation. If your business was thriving, and you were successful if you had a good family life, many wives, several children who worked on your plantation and all of that. When the colonialists came with education, success then became that if you were educated and you could take care of your extended family, it wasn't about wealth or riches. Success for me is a journey to self-actualization, meaning that if I've discovered what my purpose on earth is and I'm working towards it, and eventually it starts to bring me money, I'm able to feed myself and wear the kind of clothes that I want, and I'm comfortable, you know. But I think that the materialism part of how we as a society started defining success came when the military boys came and there was lots of free money from oil. The man who is educated with a small Peugeot car, with a small house, who was successful, now seemed to look poor. When the military boys came and they had private jets, they had houses in the UK, and that sort of changed our values to the extent that when you are now working in an office, you too want to drive the big car now, so they don't think that you are left behind. So we change, our value system eroded eventually. So we are here today to redefine it. Yes, have all the wealth and the riches that you can afford within the ambit of the law, but do not do anything wrong. Do not kidnap people, do not steal, do not forge papers within your office to actually, because at the end of it, you might have all the money, all the riches that you want, but you may never be happy.
Okay, we're going to have to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll take some phone calls and tweets on this discussion. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Your View.
Right, welcome back. So we talked about the nice, self-actualization parts of being successful. But let's get to today's terms.
Down to the
because
brass tacks.
yes, people throw in their pictures on Instagram, on Facebook. I just got a new car. We're in London, here we're in Spain, and everybody's like, "Oh, nice! I'm so happy for you." And I think, So those things are there in your faces. Are you saying you don't want to go to Spain for Christmas?
I told you people something. You people were taking me on serious. I said recently I started watching Kim Kardashian. I started watching me my very self.
With all your
with
NLP
with
good
all the
confidence.
I think I fell into depression just by watching, because the amount of affluence, and recently we heard that the ring that was costing millions of dollars was stolen, and the girl is not even feeling any. I think yes, everybody wants the good things of life. I want to live a very comfortable life. I want to drive. I want to also ride in in a private jet. I want to go on a yacht. Cruise. I want to go on a yacht and go for a boat cruise. I want to do all the beautiful things. Go to the spa 10 times in a week or whatever. But the truth is, I was listening to someone one time, and he was saying that in the Yoruba culture, for instance, that before you were allowed to wear the agbada, in those days, that it was a sign of hard work. How did he put it? That before you go like this,
It's hard work.
It's hard work, But now we see that somebody just wakes up from the blues. And I think that is where I worry about what is happening currently, even in our political sector, because a lot of children are watching and they don't have any goal anymore to aspire other than being a politician or a musician. And it's a big problem.
Let me quickly take this call from Wale. Wale, are you there? I'll let Labo come in.
Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. This is Iwadi from Owode Onirin.
Oh, good morning, Wade.
I would want to define success as you being able to fulfill your dream. You being able to fulfill your dream by sleeping and waking up without hurting anybody. when you have a conscience and you have hurt somebody and you think after you have stealing you are a successful person, is not the truth of a successful person. So what you have to think as a successful person is actualizing your dream, actualizing what you have done per day.
All right. Thank you very much, Iwade. Let me I'll hang in there. Let me let Labo come in here, because the truth is, we all, as she had said, we all want the good things of life. But how do we get those things still be modest? Is that a good word? I don't want to, don't lose sense of ourselves. Yeah, don't lose that sense of yourself. Yes.
I think, just as Zua said, I mean, everybody, no matter how passionate you are about what you're doing,
if you don't make
you
money,
have bills to pay.
Yeah,
and bills are real.
In Lagos,
school fees is real. And if it was even like 10 years ago when you could still send your children to federal schools, but now school fees is real. Everything is real. But again, at the same time, we also need to realize that, look, money is great, but money is not everything. I mean, this was her name, DJ Kopi, Femi Otedola's daughter. About some months ago, she tweeted, money is not everything. I mean, people literally talk about
because you can't even have your money before you're flying private jet every day.
No, but the truth is, I think that is an edge that rich people have over maybe the middle class.
Yeah, because they've seen it all.
They've seen it. And the reality is there are people who would tell you, I remember having a conversation with an uncle of mine who, he has every parameter of wealth. And one day we're talking and there was just this sadness about him. And I was like, come on, you're ungrateful to God. How can you be so sad? And he's like, look, some men are born to be great and not happy. I was worried because I'm like, what's the essence of greatness? When you're not happy and you can't live with yourself. So we just have to balance it.
Let me take this call from Esther. Esther, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good morning. This is my first time, Mohammed. There's something that has been bothering my mind, and thank God today that I can get through to you. The thing is that, Mariah, please always allow your girls to talk. You don't allow them to talk. Each time they want to raise any good topic, you have a way of shutting them down. It's not, I don't so much like it. Like now, my good girl there wanted to raise a very important issue concerning the school. Concerning the school that does not speak English. You did not allow her to finish. You have a way of shutting them. And I don't thank God that they all went to school. Nobody's an illiterate amongst them. Timoka went to school. Makodu went to school. My Bini lady went to school.
Thank you.
Thank you. But you see, the dreams are not finite. That means when if I want, my dream is to touch this pot. The moment I touch it, I will dream to touch a bigger pot.
Yeah.
So you cannot base your life and success on accomplishing each goal you set for yourself. You have to find fulfillment. Now, like every Nigerian, I also struggle. During the break, I was telling Uwa that, I was saying it on here that I look at my car and I'm like, this is my 2K car. Jeez, remember on this set, how I was praying for saving to buy a car.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm tired of the car already. I'm already looking at Uwa's car and saying, Miss, if I want to drive SUV, I want to press button to receive phone call in my car. That is the way life is. Yeah. We would always aspire for more, especially when you see everybody around you that seemingly are not working as hard as you, living the life that is lavish. So we have to bring it back home about success and what I want to leave as a legacy for my children. What life do I want to live? You see Otedola talking, geez, I want that kind of money, Kupi. Then at that time I'll say, money is not everything. Let me have that money first before saying money is not everything.
Okay, so let me jump in. Okay, let me jump in. I was going to ask another question, but let me jump in.
I don't have this problem.
Okay.
Because once my basic needs are taken care of, I have aspirations towards achieving my goals in life, but I'm very content. A typical example about my car.
That one,
the AC is fantastic.
You are very unique.
I have to pause you. Let me take Osita. Osita, I've been holding on for a while. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Please, go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Okay. You see, I have to be truth with you. Huh?
Yes.
If one who has not tested wealth needed it badly. Can you get me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
I said somebody who has not tested wealth needed it badly, no matter what you do. Badly. Because when if you somebody who is driving a private jet, this one is riding on a flashy car, and you are like a magazine. You think it's easy under the hot sun? No. Anything wealth is that's the best in Nigeria here.
Okay, thanks, Osita. It's really not clear, but
no, what he was saying was that if you have not tasted wealth, there's no way somebody is driving a car, you are under the hot sun. There's no way. And I agree with him. When I was a student, I had desires. I wanted to drive a car. I wanted a good, comfortable home and all of those. But once I was driving a car and it was functional, I didn't have a problem with it until it started giving me problems. Once I changed that one, people are already asking me, when am I going to change this one? I don't have a problem with it. Guess what? Because my man's car, big, luxurious car, the AC, he likes to come into my own car because my own AC is better than his. So I'm pretty much content. I know where I'm headed to. Once I achieve the basic needs, and which is, see, if Nigerians, if we did not have poverty extremely to the extent that some people are driving luxurious cars and riding private jets, while some people can't even feed. If all of us were equal in the basic need of, we all had housing, we all had good education, we all had feeding, so there won't be need for, it will be ojukokoro for you to be stealing, you know, to get riches.
Okay, let me take Wale from Kaduna. Wale, are you still there?
Yes, I'm there. Good morning.
Thanks for calling. Good morning. Go ahead, please.
This is my first time.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
We have been trying. People in Kaduna, these TVCs for all of us, we are enjoying your program so much.
Thank you, sir.
But when we call, it's only Lagos people that are picking. I just want to make a point for what that program, that newspaper review of these shared people. There's a day I was going in Kaduna here. For 1 hour, I was rushing to the office to meet my boss. These people are on the highway. You dare not pass there. You cannot even move. If you try, they will kill you. And that day, I regretted being in Nigeria. So what Jumoke was saying, I disagree.
Okay.
If the OPC is doing that one in Lagos, we will not be watching this program. And the Niger Delta leaders are doing that. Nobody will be able to watch any program in Port Harcourt. Will not be able to move to anywhere. These people have become a government to themselves. They have become a law to themselves. It's not here. They have been doing it for several years. So I love what happened, but I hate blood.
Thank you.
As a Christian, I don't want to see blood.
People were killed.
No, you say I love what happened. I hate blood.
All right, thank you very much, Wale.
Please,
yes. I think Tokwa has been holding up for a second. Yes.
You see, the superficialness, Jumoke has touched on the essential. When we have good healthcare, we have basic education, you don't need to worry yourself. But when you live in it, we need to redefine this success, and we need to stop applauding people that we have questionable means of success. We need to change of riches. We need to change it, because when you see people that, the latest right now is everybody going to give birth abroad. I was pregnant, I just had my child, and everybody kept asking me, aren't you going to have your child abroad? And I'm like, really, if I can have my child, if I'm okay, I'm not sick, I can have my child here, but that's the societal level. Almost all my friends that are pregnant at the same time, all of them are going to have their children abroad. They must send their children to school where they pay over #1 million. Why do we keep on living on this? You cannot afford it. You keep on, yes, and then you're in a rat race and you always be a rat at the end of the day.
I've been shopping for secondary schools, and I went for a school fair. Reality dawned on me. You cannot tell someone that can afford it, even if the person would save to go and have a baby abroad, let the person go. We cannot lie to ourselves. If I have an opportunity now for my son to attend a secondary school abroad, I would let him go. Because it's not like we have private schools here that are not even giving you half a value for your money that you are paying, that you are even struggling to pay.
Still to achieve that though.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's the point.
No, I'm saying that, no, when she's saying that, some people have saved. I know how many, about 3 people that went to give birth to their children in America because they are thinking about the future of that child.
And I know some that went and they were paying bills months and almost a year after they were still paying bills. So what are you doing?
If they are paying the bills, it's not from their salary. They will be paying it monthly. At least they have options to pay instrumentally. Okay. My point is, the truth is, until we solve that basic need in Nigeria, we will not go anywhere.
Okay, let me go back to Ugochukwu. Are you there, Ugochukwu?
Yes, I'm there.
Please go ahead. Thanks for calling.
All right. Actually, your hot topic for today, to me, success to me is hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, success to me is when you discover the purpose which God created you for, and working towards actualizing those purposes. And when you actualize it, when you actualize those purposes, you also find a way to, nurture the generations coming behind you. That to me is success. It makes me happy.
True.
For as long as you can do that, that is success for me.
Okay.
True.
These days, people, the meaning of success, they really eroded it. People now really want to show their wealth. They want to drive big cars and, put it all in your faces on social media. But to me, success is just when you actualize what God actually created you for.
Right. Great. Thanks very much, Ugochi. We're going to take a break. When we come back, because there's a word that Jumoke used, which I think is pretty profound, and I want us to say that contentment. Because it's like the basic things of life. You have to, if you're not content with where you are, no matter what you get, you still not be content. And that's what I want us to drill in when we come back after this break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Welcome back. So before the break, we're talking about contentment, and that's how I grew up content. My father drove a Mercedes-Benz 200 for many years. When V-Boot came in and they were able to buy new cars, my father was like, 200, I'm fine. Even till he died in 2005, we still had Mercedes 200. So that contentment was something that was ingrained in me for so many years, and even my father. But I know you came in with the issue of being docile, but let me let somebody else talk about contentment. Yes.
Because you see, the reason Jumoke has that spirit of contentment is because she is not amongst that category of struggling for survival, which is the baseline for the Maslow's hierarchy. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why. But the truth is that where we are right now in the society, a lot of people are struggling for food. I remember also when I was going to in the university, and people were asking, I remember the time my dad brought rug and a television, a box TV set. Guess what the caretaker told me? That, wow. It felt to him like one kind of big achievement. And I was wondering, I couldn't relate it. Because he was saying, do you know how many girls will open their legs for what your father just brought for you? I couldn't place it. Because for me, I was,
it was basic for you already.
It was like, this is just a tool. So some people are in that state where they cannot afford that.
All right, let me take this
you
call.
Cannot tell them that they should be content
with
that.
Let me take this call. Tokwe from Egbeda. Are you there?
Yeah, hi guys.
Tokwe, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning. Okay, so basically, you guys are doing a fantastic job, I must say.
Thank you.
And I agree with everything you guys have been saying from the start till now. Although NEPA is taking their light or PhD, and I'm just using my idea to, carry on with the gist. So basically, I think success is personal, like everyone has said. And if you can set goals for yourself and actualize them, you are successful. But then again, look at people, we look at the own definition of success, and we fail to realize that at times spend their life to look that successful. And that is just physical appearance and cannot be defined as success.
Thank you, Tokwe.
Yes. So I think that.
Let me bring in the issue of packaging.
Let me respond to what Uwa said. Okay. I've always been content before I had everything. When I was in Unilag with my one pair of shoe, I was content. I aspired for more. I never borrowed. I never looked at anyone else's. I have a phone. Hold on, it's functional. When I was in school and all my colleagues were doing runs, I never did runs. I was saying to myself, I will work hard. I will get my own. So what I had at the time, I was satisfied with it. But I did not sit down in my comfort zone and say I'm going to stay in poverty. I've experienced poverty. I said I will work hard. And when I get it, I'll let it satisfy me while I'm still on my journey. I'm successful where I am, but I'm still going far forward.
All right, Lambo, I want you to jump in here.
For me, and I hear what Uwa said about, people not seeing any trace of wealth and any little thing will make them open their legs. But the reality is, again, what happened to the days of a good name is better than riches? Because my great grandmother was poor, but we worked our way up, and we're still working. So where do we bring in the line of training our children and raising our children on values and things? And also in terms of contentment, which Jumoke has teach a lot of us because so many of us have not reached that level yet. But how do you draw a balance between being content and being docile?
Yeah. So that for me is a major issue, because that is why I aspire. I'm someone that I was here, very content, not complaining. I saw aspiration in being close to Uwa, how you aspire for better things. I know the way she was like, I want that, and then she goes for it.
And she gets it.
And I usually sit down and say, I'm okay with what I have. But I realize that if I keep sitting, I'm okay with what I have, I might be too okay that I'll just go with the flow.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay with what I have per time.
Yes.
But I know what I'm going to, and I'm working hard towards it. What I won't compromise upon, and what I want our viewers not to compromise upon, is their good name and their sense of character. And that is where we've lost it, because every contract, my husband takes contractors from people, and every time they call, I'm saying like almost 9 out of 10 that's give him contract, tell him to doctor the receipts. Exactly. That is how bad Nigeria has become, and that is what we need to work upon.
And I think you're very apt to what you said, because that's.
I wanted to say something. For me, we didn't grow up in affluence. We didn't grow up, but I did not grow up in the slums. I didn't come from a place where, I mean, drinking Gary was an achievement. You understand? You need to soak it for it to swell. We had a bit of, of balance.
Let me take this call. Kashi, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Thanks for calling. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. I think this whole thing has to do with the perception of value. You see, the truth is, a lot of people are having an inferiority complex, which was brought about by what those who have been ahead have suppressed on them. The truth is, if I grew up drinking Gary and I see people eating rice and I dream of the time when I can eat rice, definitely as I grow older and I get some money, I want to eat that rice and eat it in abundance. It will make me even want to show off that I'm eating rice.
Certainly.
So I think the thing here is about, when you talk about contentment, it's relative.
Yes.
Because some people see cars as luxuries. I see a car as a necessity. Some people see AC as luxury. I see it as a necessity. For crying out loud, we are in Africa and there is a lot of heat. Yeah. You should have AC in the house. But
the point I wanted to drive.
Let me finish. So when you are in that place where all you are seeing, because I've seen mothers in, real abject poverty, telling their children to go and sleep around. We didn't grow up in that place. So there is no way you will get to the university. When I was in the university, people kept asking me, who is your boyfriend? Because they could not believe. My allowance, I would save my allowance. At the end of the month, I'm the one giving my sisters money. Because I knew how to live within the little means that I had. So you see, I would not have, sorry, let me finish my point. I would not have had that if, for instance, because I was coming from a place of maybe abject poverty, my parents did not have values instilled inside of me.
Please, I'll just really say something. Can you remember Farouk Lawan? When you remember Farouk Lawan, who do you remember? Stuffing money in his cap. Good name. Can you remember the owner of Intercontinental Bank? Akingbola, every time we hear, it was always about church. But guess what? He was corrupt. He spent the money for the bank, giving loan to girlfriends. That's bad name. It is confirmed. Can you remember Cecilia Ibru? That is how you spoil your name. You must realize as a people that good name is better. Every time we hear Cecilia Ibru, we remember how she was using her house girls' names to siphon money belonging to people of the bank. You must focus that success, no matter how big, is nothing when you lose your name in line of making that success. And your children are no longer proud of you.
If you are in abject poverty now because of how Nigeria is, please do not replace it with materialism and thinking that until I have a car. Rather, think of what is my purpose on earth? Why has God brought me here? And when you are on that track, the riches will come, the wealth will come, it will meet you there. Right. And then wherever you are part-time, you must be content while you're aspiring for more.
All right, Alabo, the last words on this. You have to close.
A good name is better than riches.
And you always say that Ika Odogba. The truth is that everybody has a different path in life. And it's good to aspire. But aspire within the context of what you have right now. I know you can. If your neighbor is doing better than you, look at it, admire and be happy. But say, you know, if you want it, that's fine. There's nothing wrong in you wanting that. But work within yours and then get yours.
Don't become obsessed.
Don't become obsessed with what other people have.
Tweets
but let's take some tweets.
Patience says, I wasn't born with silver spoon. I was content and I am still content. I don't live to impress but to impact lives. Steve says, success is the basic sense that the accomplishment of the goals you set in life, but today success is measured by accumulated wealth. Tariq's rule says the simplest way to be successful in the society is to either join bad gang or cyber crime. Yusuf Asuma says contentment can be anything you want it to be. Santos says success to me is when you set a target for yourself and successfully accomplish it. Yeah. That is what success is.
Right. Just K Photography says contentment makes poor men rich. Discontentment makes a rich man to be poor. It is actually relative.
All right, unfortunately we have to round up. Thank you so much, ladies. Don't forget, the best cure for breast cancer is early detection. Please get tested today. Labo, have you been tested recently?
No, I haven't.
Please try to get tested. That's all we can take. Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.